You know
I
what
know
paradox is?
yeah, like when you go back in time and you kill yourself, time paradox.
It's not specifically just that.
But similar situations. You can't exist and not exist at the same time. Or
Right.
can
Like
you? Unless you're a cat in a box. Like that Alice in Chains song. I'm the cat in the box. You know about it.
meow, 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 meow,
There you go.
meow, meow, meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Pimpin' ain't easy. Bruh, what the fuck was the attitude era, man? We were fucking watching a fucking pimp and being like, yeah. Bro, he came out the 70s porno music and shit. What the fuck was that? Anyway,
I love that theme.
anyway. And first of all, the whole catchphrase isn't pimping ain't easy. It's supposed to be roll a fatty for this pimp daddy and tell him pimping ain't easy.
Light that
But
blunt up and say pimping ain't
but
easy.
I needed a beat.
But there's another. But he also did just put "pimpin' ain't easy" like on his clothes. He ain't put that whole thing on his like outfits when he came out. He would have like "pimpin' ain't easy" and just like that.
But the catchphrase, I believe, never officially started with just pimping ain't easy for the most part. But no, obviously I needed a beat.
He said it a lot where he just said that the roll of fatty was when he's trying to get the like audience like into it so they can do the "pimpin' ain't easy."
Anyway. Oh shit. Right when I was about to talk, I like inhaled a little bit of phlegm. Holy shit. Somebody's scrolling through on their browser and came on this and saying, fuck this channel. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? This is the Whatever We Want podcast. And I am one of your hosts. I go by the name of Super Jazz.
Super Jazz.
As nature intended. Super Jazz, SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And I am joined by the other host of the show.
Now you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis feogrande on YouTube. Y'all know who it is.
And yes, as I said, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead the conversation. The conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
You're goddamn right. What's that from?
Breaking Bad. Although I still haven't seen that episode because I only seen like the first 3 seasons.
I thought you said that you watched
the first 3 seasons. No, I thought it was silly that you had watched everything but the last episode because you want Schrödinger's episode.
Pretty much. Schrödinger's episode. That's the best way to put it. Schrödinger's episode.
So,
but go. I thought the way we were talking about
is that clip not from the last episode?
No, it's not the last episode. That's like, I want to say in season 3, but if not season 3.
Then I probably saw it when it happened. Then I probably did see it when it happened.
What was I going to say though? I thought you had seen the whole thing because the way we were talking, I thought you had seen it. You were just saying that it just sounded crazy in the first place because it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
So for y'all, watching, listening, don't know what we talk about. I believe we talked about it on a previous episode, but when Breaking Bad was in its heyday, being aired on TV, consecutive weeks, blah, 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 which it really, everybody says it gets old, but it's true. It really is one of the best written, best acted, best directed shows I've ever fucking seen. True. Anyway. Anyway, so I was watching Breaking Bad along with everybody, and I definitely got swept up in the hype, and the hype was worth it as far as I was concerned. Got swept up in the hype, and I'm watching the episodes, watching the seasons, doing all that shit. And I get to, you finish season 4. Season 4 was so good. Gus, Giancarlo Esposito, how you pronounce his name, all that good shit, right? And, everything, right? And after season 4 was like concluded, then they were like, okay, we're gonna end it on a high note. We're gonna do season 5 in 2 parts, which is really season 5 and season 6. We're gonna do season 5 in 2 parts. Okay, I watched every episode of Breaking Bad up until the final episode because I didn't like the 5th season as much as I liked the previous 4.
Mm-hmm.
Which some people watching this are like, that's fucking blasphemous probably. But I didn't like it as much. So what we were just talking about, me and Pete were just talking about, was in a weird way in my brain. If I didn't like the last season up to the final episode as much as the rest of the show, if I never watched the final episode, then the possibility of it not living up to whatever standards I got never happens, because even though so far it wasn't living up to my standards, it never officially ended for me. That is the most roundabout, weird ass way of justifying some shit. And I know that in my head, even when I say it. But for me, it's like, if I don't watch the last episode, then did the season like really have a finale, or the series have a finale? Nah, it did. But did it? And it's like, if it wasn't that good, but was it not good? So that's why he said Schrödinger's episode, because it's like, yeah. First of all, who the motherfucker was Schrödinger with his old fucking weird fucking sadistic ass and said, I'm gonna put this cat in this box with this poison?
I don't believe he actually did it.
Oh, okay. I thought he really did the shit. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was an analogy for like time or it's something involving like quantum physics and shit. And as an example, he used putting a cat in a box with like a radioactive thing. Is it dead or is it alive? Right, well, it should be dead because it's a lot of radioactivity in there. But the cat could also be fine. As long as the box is closed, the cat is simultaneously dead and alive.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
No, honestly, I think that's exactly it. It's like it's simultaneously dead and alive because there's no way to fully know the outcome until we act upon it.
Exactly.
We have to inflict upon it some level of like intervening. Like we have to view it in its alive or dead state to therefore make it alive or dead.
Yeah, and when that happens, we are now in the timeline where it is either alive or dead.
Exactly. But when you put it in said box and don't do anything to it, especially view it, but don't do anything to it at all, it's both simultaneously alive and dead because there's no way to actually confirm until you impart yourself on it. Yeah. It's kind of weird because it's like you could take that, and obviously it's got to be like way more scientific.
Yeah. Well, we are not scientists.
No, but you could take that and apply that to anything in life. It's like, was this really this if I didn't do this, unless, blah, 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 if it didn't happen? It's like the same, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's around to hear it, does it make a sound? That's basically, that's like the layman's term of...
I hate that question so much.
I remember when we were younger and kind of said that a few times, and it seemed like
it makes a sound.
But it goes into the whole Schrödinger's thing of, if nobody was around to hear it, then there's a possibility it didn't make the sound.
There's
but
no possibility. There hasn't. Okay, all right. How about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? Has there ever been a thing where someone would be around to hear whatever sound made by the tree and it fell over only to be silent?
That's because we always input
No,
create that sound.
No. It's a simple question. There's a possibility this can't be it. Hell, at least with the cat, if you open the box early enough, maybe it doesn't die to the radiation immediately. Or if you wait too long and it dies. With the tree falling in the forest, there has to be some kind of percentage at all of it not making a sound when someone is around it. You can't be like, oh, it possibly didn't. No one was there to hear.
You ready? Ready for this answer? You ready for this answer?
What's up?
You're gonna hate this answer. All right. A deaf person.
That's not.
I know, that's why that was a troll ass answer on purpose. It was. Look at your face. You want to slap me through the internet. Look at your face.
I just like.
That was a troll answer on purpose. On purpose. That's why I said, you ready for this? You ready for this? Because that's completely unfair of an argument to make in this particular debate. It is. Because it's like, well, no shit, the deaf person didn't hear it. The deaf person didn't hear me doing this right next to their face.
Yeah.
Just look at your face, though. You were just.
I imagine it's hilarious. I imagine it's hilarious. I imagine it's something that'll be pointed out to me later by the editor, as it often is in these kind of videos, where something like that'll happen, and then my face just.
You just had a face like. Almost like a. This motherfucker really said that shit. Like, that's what that was.
Yeah, but that is something I have noticed. I noticed it in the episode that I'm doing on my channel with Bill about the things. He mentioned something that I said or something that we were talking about, and you can tell whatever he said that sent me off in his sentence, my eyes were just like, no, I didn't. So I realized I do that.
You had to look at your face like, this motherfucker really gonna say a deaf person? Like, that's a good argument. That's like all of that was in your face. It was funny as shit.
Yeah, I do laugh at my own expressions sometimes because I'm just like, oh wait, nope, I can see right there. I know exactly what I was thinking. No, just me.
Oh yeah.
I know exactly what I was thinking when that happened. Just. I said so and so. Did I not? No. But yeah, man. What the fuck were we talking about?
if a Schrödinger's cat placed in a box with radioactivity that could possibly kill it, but it's still in the box, therefore not having been, us inputting, ourselves into its reality. If that was to fall off a tree in a forest with nobody around, does it make a sound, and or is the cat alive and dead? See, because what I'm saying is, right?
You know damn well what the answer to that question is. Not even.
Please enlighten me. I wish I knew the Spanish word for like wise. I'd call you like feo, whatever wise is in Spanish. But no, please enlighten me, feo intelligente.
Feo intelligente.
What's his name? Intelligent ugly? What the fuck?
Damn well. I'll give you this. You don't have the answer to that question. You know what makes a sound? Does it die? Who knows? How big was the tree? How far did it fall? It could have survived the fall. So I can't guarantee that the cat would be dead So the whole box thing, ironically, still remains accurate. That you can't tell whether they're alive, it's alive or dead.
Because it could have survived the fall and the radioactivity. But that cat used all them 9 lives in that fall. Fuck.
But the sound thing, yeah, that's still, yes, falling things make sounds.
What if?
That's just a fundamental.
What if it's a soundproof forest?
See, that's an entirely different scenario.
Like somebody went around the forest, right? And like took, the drink holders you get from like McDonald's and shit, like, with the 4 and like the little thing in the middle. And they took that and they like took a staple gun. Cause that's how you make DIY soundproofing on your walls. They took that and they was like chink ka-chink, and they put that around the entire forest, with hundreds of thousands of millions of billions of those, which ironically in another way would actually defeat Schrödinger's cat, because we know that the fucking rainforest would die because you put pollution all through that motherfucker. Well, they put that around, right? And then a tree. So you got the makeshift soundproofing throughout the forest, and a tree covered in the makeshift soundproofing falls onto a bed of these cup holders and the marshmallow fluff, wrapped in bubble wrap.
Okay, wrapped in bubble wrap.
Oh wait, no.
We're gonna wrap it in bubble wrap. Because let me tell you something.
No way, no. Wait, no, wrap the nose and then on bed of that, and then covered in marshmallow fluff, and then like what, them trapeze artists that like swing by, like the dude that catches the people, so he like makes sure they catches them gently and shit, and he like falls on the tree, falls on that. Does it make sense?
So somebody catches it.
Well, the trapeze, like one of the best, trapeze artists, because they catch people, so he would like help cushion fall because he caught.
Yeah. So he's someone who's around to hear it. Ask him.
All right. That was a good catch. Let's say
just like the trapeze artist is used to making. Yes.
A bed of marshmallow fluff and the cup holders, and it's covered in cup holders. I know, I'll fuck that one up.
If it's specific, how about this? If it's specifically designed to be soundproof, maybe. I'm not sure how much sound reduction soundproofing your room actually does. You know what I mean?
I know.
So I will give you that. I don't know enough on that. So maybe if it's designed to not, if the area is designed for a falling thing not to make a sound, then probably it won't make a sound. In a normal ass forest with a normal ass tree, like every other normal ass thing.
What a normal ass tree. He said, fuck all this other random bullshit and a normal. What if a tree falls in the forest and someone is around to hear it, but they lie and say it didn't make a sound?
Well, they lied. They lied.
And they swear up and down, and they go to court and everything, and they're like, so you put your hand on this Bible. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. And they say that this tree, this redwood, fell in the forest, did not make a sound. And he's like, no. Are you sure? On the night of when is it? On the night of June 1st, 2022, it did not make a sound. And he's like, yes, Your Honor. Would you be willing to testify that against the Supreme Court and all your peers, and they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on like legal fees and shit just to like lie and say the shit didn't make a sound, just so whoever came up with that shit could actually be accurate, like beyond a shadow of a doubt, even though it's one person's like fucking testimony. So no matter how much they could say they'd be accurate for one testimony, one trial of anything doesn't prove shit. So it would be a waste. So that person is actually kind of like null and void in their point, and they would probably die broke and penniless, proving something that they didn't even come up with in the first place. Therefore, just to be a troll, and come to find out the joke would actually be on them, and then they would probably end up widowing the woman that they were with, because they would actually be by themselves and she would have to marry somebody else. If she decided to marry again, then the kids would probably grow up without said father figure in their life, which would mean that they would have a single parent household, which is definitely doable, obviously, but it'd be more ideal if you could have not necessarily just a mother and a father, but at least two people to help with the income, just because dual income actually makes a point. So this person actually alienated the possibility of actually bettering mankind by just doing one simple troll, because they wasted all their money because they didn't invest it in anything that they could have done. If they were going to throw their money away that way, why didn't they go ahead and probably invest it in schools, or invested in parks, or invested in the infrastructure of the city, or something along those lines? Invested in possibly like cleaning up the pollution that is in the ocean and whatnot,
from all the radioactive cats.
Finding ways to get rid of, landfills and make those better. Housing for the homeless, which they are now homeless. So the irony of just that, like, this one said person through a troll went ahead and actually ruined the lives of several. So shout out to episode 10 when we did moral dilemmas and whatnot. In this case, the lives of the many in this person's eyes did not outweigh the lives of the few, and they actually ended up causing a huge turmoil and the downward spiral of at least their life, but possibly the detriment of mankind, just because they wanted to prove a point that didn't need to be proven by the person who said it in the first place.
They invalidate the whole thing because there's someone around to hear it.
But they lie. Obviously, yes, no shit. Like, if you actually hopefully you didn't think that there was any. Hopefully you didn't think I thought there was any validity to the argument I just made.
No.
Okay, I was like, if you think I thought there was any validity to the shit I just said, we gotta rethink these last 20 plus years of us knowing each other. Because apparently you think I'm the biggest fucking dumbass that you ever met in your goddamn life. if you think that I believe, like, everything I'm saying right now has a point.
Everything's got a point.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? I don't know, man. What's another thing that was like paradoxical type shit like that? Just the concept of a paradox is funny to me, because Schrödinger's cat is a paradox?
I don't fucking know, man. I know like when you go back in time and you kill yourself, time paradox.
It's not specifically just that,
but similar situations. You can't exist and not exist at the same time. Or can you? Unless you're a cat in a box. Like that Alice in Chains song. I'm the cat in the box. You know about it.
Meow, 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 meow.
There you go.
Meow, 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 meow. Well, feed, yay, me milk. I don't know.
Feed me milk.
I don't know. I know the word. I have a tickle in my throat.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
And then what? You make like a hairball? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, I've never actually seen a cat cough up a hairball. Have you seen a cat cough up a hairball?
Yes.
That sounds like from what I've heard, it's actually pretty fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
because it's like all like wet, spit covered, just like hair.
It's not good. You pretty much throw up with it.
There's usual other stuff besides just the hair.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Didn't you have a cat?
I had a cat. I don't remember that motherfucker ever coughing up hairballs.
Its fur wasn't really that long, though, was it?
No, it was regular cat length type stuff. It wasn't like a super fuzzy.
All right.
Like
Yeah.
there wasn't anything extraordinary about its fur.
Gotcha. The cat I'm with is literally named after its fur. I
know, right.
Yeah. But yeah, so it has a lot of fur, and sometimes that's a thing that they get. They also, when they're that furry and they do all the licking that they do, they get like hair mats where some of the hair gets like real tight and like it locks together in giant lumps, and you got to cut it off because it hurts them.
Oh, like on their fur?
Yeah, like their fur will mat together in certain spots because they'll be like licking themselves, and then they lay on it, and then kind of compact the hairs together.
The spit sticks and locks up.
Exactly, and you get these clumps.
And it doesn't, like, the arm doesn't flex, or paw, I guess, whatever, doesn't flex like it should. And
well, just the hairs themselves are like knotted together, so that hurts the poor thing because they're like pulling. So you got to cut that off so they feel relief. However, cutting it off also hurts, and they don't like it. And so you have to be like, I'm sorry, buddy, but we'll get those hair mats off for you.
So, if they never lick the fur to create the matting, then does it cause you to cut? I'm talking out my ass.
Are you trying to fucking chicken and the egg this shit? There you go. There's another thing.
I was just about to say that's a paradox: chicken and the egg. Which came first, chicken or the egg?
And the answer is neither. It's the thing. Actually, no. The answer is the egg, because whatever mutated into a chicken laid the egg that was the first official chicken. If you look at evolution, at least.
Well,
okay. How about this? Since we have to be like, one thing or the other. If creationism, whoever up there of the many possible candidates decided to create things, and they were just like, I want this. This is called a chicken. Okay, they probably put the chicken first. If evolution's a thing, then, like I said, whatever hatched out to be the first official chicken clearly hatched from an egg of the parent that had that like final mutation that made them what they are. So the egg would come first.
I'm one of them people, and this is like, because obviously we just bullshit and talking shit, but I'm one of them people where I don't necessarily believe they didn't exist, but I also don't necessarily believe the dinosaurs did exist. But that's just me. So, anyway.
Fair.
Like but that's just me. A lot of people would say that's the most asinine, stupidest shit that's ever been said. But since I was a little boy, I've just always kind of felt, which in a sense, and not for any religious reason, but like at all, but in a sense, it just kind of gets me, not just in the dinosaur, but just in general. I can definitely see the arguments made and actually, have a discussion about it, but I don't concretely necessarily believe in evolution for everything.
All right.
Like I said, we can have a discussion about it. I'm not saying that you're bringing it up. I can't.
No. I just don't care about evolution or creationism. It's one of many things that you have to pick a side on these days, so you can hate everybody else that doesn't fucking like it. So I just don't care. I
agree with you.
I have somewhat logical way of looking at things, because I do look at things like when the I'll put it in quote unquotes, when the quote unquote scientific evidence is put in front of you, it's like, okay, I see what you're talking about. That makes sense. But, at the same time, I think that dinosaurs could have existed and probably did because the bones had to come from somewhere. Unless they all were just made up and some dude's like, here's my replica bones, put them in your museums. Make sure you put a sign, never touch them so they don't know it's made out of plastic or some shit. Maybe. Um, if the bones are in fact bones from creatures, those bones had to come from somewhere. And that's why I think dinosaurs existed.
That's weird.
As far as what they looked like, how they sounded, did they hunt in packs? Did they fucking have feathers or no feathers? Did they do any of this stuff? Whatever. Were they carnivorous and herbivorous because some of these fossils have teeth? It's like, okay, you can kind of guess if they're carnivorous or herbivorous. I'll give you that one. But you know what I mean. A lot of those things, like with the patterns, or was this an aquatic one? I guess because we found the bones in water, we could say it was an aquatic creature. But that's about it. We don't really know all that other stuff about dinosaurs.
That's my main thing. That's the main thing I've been saying. Everything you just said. Like I said, it's not so much because there is, some like, how do we know? But my biggest thing is everything you just said. Like, how do we really know how they acted, how they walked, what they looked like?
Oh, it spits acid out of its like throat sac. How do you know? There's no throat sac. It's just a skeleton. Like the thing with the fucking the flappy dinosaur. Like,
I know what you're talking about. I can't think.
But you know what I'm talking about. It's got the things that come out and it spits acid at you. How do you know it had the little web-like things? All you have is a fucking skull, not the fucking tissue of the flappiness. So stuff like that. But at the same time, I think dinosaurs look cool. So I like dinosaurs.
Right. That's why I said I'm not going to shit on anybody who definitely like believes in them. I was just saying that just to make conversation.
Yeah. And I think they look cooler without feathers. Yeah, I said it.
What dinosaurs had feathers?
Oh no, that's what they're starting to say lately. Is the actual dinosaurs had feathers? They would have had to because they would be closer to the chickens than they were lizards.
Yeah, motherfuckers say they say that the closest living descendant, because people say that everything evolved from something. They say the closest living descendant of the dinosaur is the chicken, right?
Yeah, chicken or turkey or something along those lines. Where I'm like, but they look cooler without feathers, so don't give them fucking feathers. Give them the fucking dinosaur look that they've been had. But that's on me.
And I want to know. Obviously, I haven't even done like the research, obviously, but I want to know how in the fuck do you get a chicken from a fucking dinosaur?
The claws, the feet. They actually make fun of it. They actually make fun of it in the first movie, the first Jurassic Park movie, because they had the doctor talking about a velociraptor claw, and the way it looks, and the person's like, "Oh, you mean like a turkey?" Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, like a turkey. Except this one has like claws that are like a lot bigger. And it takes its turkey claw and it cuts your eye out. Or he said something to scare the shit out of the kid and be like, "Don't make fun of turkeys, because turkeys will fuck you up, especially if they're a velociraptor." And so stuff like that. I like velociraptors. At least
I was too young when Jurassic Park came out that I don't really remember any of that movie. I need to watch it again, honestly. And it's one of those movies, like I said, I was too young when it came out, so I don't really remember it. And so what you're talking about, I don't remember that part. I need to see it though. I need to see it because a lot of people say it's one of the best movies ever.
Shit. It's a dinosaur.
Because what they say, like with the old dude on the train, say, "Where's the song? Like the island or the so and so." There. You know what I'm talking about? And weren't they able to make the dinosaurs from like DNA that had been fossilized in petrified tree sap or some shit?
All right, so yes, so ideally, you took like a mosquito, bites something, drinks its blood, but gets stuck in tree sap and gets caught inside it while it was still alive. It got solidified in this tree sap. which then kept it fossilized for years and years and years and years and years until they broke it out of said tree sap and took whatever DNA from that blood in that mosquito and was like, let's see, hopefully this mosquito bit a dinosaur. Like, they got real lucky that a dinosaur at all had just recently been bitten by this mosquito, but whatever. Because it could have just been a fucking mosquito that didn't do anything. Yeah. Drank some water. Oh, it's got water in its thing. Cool. There was water years ago.
Right, what the fuck?
So that's how they found, like, so they can make whatever first dinosaurs, and I guess they extrapolate it from that. Either A, they extrapolate it from that first example of successfully doing it, and just like, let's do other dinosaur DNA things, or they found out, they were like, hey, we need to be looking for more mosquitoes. And then they found like a bunch that had eaten different types of dinosaur blood, and they were good. I don't remember all the details of it, but it had something to do along those lines where mosquito who had recently bitten the dinosaur got the DNA dropped and something there.
What odds are smaller? Finding said mosquito in the fossilized tree sap that bit the dinosaur with the perfect amount of DNA, or a tree falling in the forest with no one around to hear it.
What odds are smaller? So either finding that mosquito or the tree making a sound. Which odds are smaller?
Or the tree not making a sound with no one around.
Or the tree not making a sound with no one around it. That has smaller.
I was waiting for you to say that, right?
Mosquito.
That was like a volleyball lob. That was like, please, here. I knew.
Like, let me make sure I answer this question correctly. That's why I asked. I'm like, no, let me make sure I answer this correctly.
Do you think that the first Jurassic Park is one of the best movies ever made?
No.
Like I said, I can't say it because I don't remember shit. But
I liked it. I liked it as a kid. Don't get me wrong, and I understand why a lot of people love it. Well, I don't think. Wait, what? Define one of the best movies ever made. Like, you mean like top 10?
I mean, I'm not necessarily going to say like,
or just this is a classic film.
Top 10. But I'll name some movies that might be consensus for best movies ever made, whether I've seen them or not. Back to the Future, the first one.
Okay. Okay, if we're putting it on back.
Pulp Fiction.
All right, if we're putting it on like Back to the Future tier and stuff like that, it's definitely on tier with like Back to the Future, I think. I don't think it's like one of my top 10 movies of ever or whatever in my life. I love it. You know, it's probably in the top 200 or some shit. I don't fucking know. I ain't numbered out my movies. That would actually help my channel out a lot more with this project.
Because of what you're doing right now. So what you're telling me is you don't think that the original Back to the Future is one of the best movies ever made.
I like it.
What?
I've seen it.
Get out. No,
I understand why the original Jurassic Park and Back to the Future franchise, for that matter, are as loved as they are by their fans. Neither one of them was as big a part of my childhood as it was others.
That's fine.
I think I saw each of the Back to the Future movies once as a kid. Like, some once, enjoyed them, but didn't remember hardly anything from them, like when they were prevalent. Same thing with the first Jurassic Park. I wanted to see the second Jurassic Park. Actually, of the first Jurassic Park, you know what I remembered more than anything? Wasn't any of the dinosaurs. It was fucking Newman. You forgot to say the magic word.
You say that in Jurassic Park or in Seinfeld?
It was the actor who played Newman.
He played Newman. No, but I mean, I was in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I remembered the most up until like mid to late high school / adult life when I finally saw the movie a second time. But for the most part, growing up in my life, that was the main thing that stuck in my head. Not even the dinosaurs themselves. Like the Tyrannosaurus was cool. We'll always think the Tyrannosaurus is cool, but ironically enough, while I liked the Tyrannosaurus from Jurassic Park, and I kind of wanted to see Lost World, but never did as a kid. And so I think that also is why my dinosaur craze kind of went down, or at least my Jurassic Park obsession, because like I said, it wasn't as big a part of my childhood, so I don't have the same.
Love dinosaurs, right?
And I don't have the same nostalgia for it. What kept me interested in dinosaurs was Power Rangers, which we've gone over on here before, that we used to like Power Rangers.
You watched Dino Thunder, or you just mean because they were mastodons and pterodactyls and shit?
Mastodon, pterodactyl, triceratops, saber-toothed tiger, tyrannosaurus.
Right. I was just, the way you said it, I was like, bro, if yo fucking older than me ass was fucking watching Dino Thunder.
Do we not remember the original Power Rangers had dinosaurs?
No, you heard me correct myself. But when you first said it, that's where my brain went. And I was like, if this motherfucker older than me.
No, I said when I was a kid.
Dino Thunder.
I said when I was a kid.
Backhand you. Like next time I saw you in person, whether that was tomorrow, 2 years from now, first thing I was gonna do, what's up? But anyway.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch Dino Thunder. I thought about it because I'm like, oh, maybe they went around to the original Power Rangers. I never did. I actually don't even think I saw any of that when Twitch was restreaming all the Power Rangers.
You said you didn't watch Dino Thunder, but you what?
I thought about it.
No, you didn't.
when it first was announced, which was like a decade ago, yeah, I thought about checking it out. Why not? I liked Power Rangers as a kid when they had dinosaurs. I stopped watching around when it was cars. And so I'm like, oh, they went back to dinosaurs. Maybe I'll check it out. I didn't.
Did you want to check it out just to see, or did you want to check it out to see if you like it and possibly watch several episodes in succession?
I mean, if it was good, why wouldn't I? I've already admitted I was a Power Ranger fan as a kid.
There's no Power Rangers other than Mighty Morphin. Now we can kind of accept Turbo and kind of accept Zeo.
Well, I definitely gotta have Zeo.
But that's it.
I told you I stopped watching when it was Cars. Cars was Turbo. So that's when I backed off. But when I heard they went to dinosaurs, which was the original, I was like, huh. Maybe I'll check it out. I did think it was kind of silly that they were like, fine, all these gimmicks don't work, let's go back to dinosaurs. I remember making fun of it, but I was like, I'll check it out and see what it's like. And I never did. Never seen a single episode. And don't really plan on going to see a single episode. I'm just talking about when it was announced 10 years ago. I'm like, as someone who remembered liking Power Rangers as a kid, though couldn't tell you much about it aside from a few character names, I was gonna check out Dino Thunder. I didn't.
Now you know what would be funny? What would be so like, wow, fuck you, jazz funny is that after all this time, like all this shit I've said, I fucking watch an episode of Dino Thunder, love it, and watch the whole season. I'm fucking around anyway, because shit, I was that kid that fucking was way too old watching motherfucking iCarly. So I could fucking sing the whole goddamn thing song.
Cool.
I know, you see, somehow the world will change and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air. Somehow we're going to get there and be so wonderful. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up, the members of my nation. It's no time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. Damn, I forgot that part. But give me your best. At least see the brighter side of every situation. I fucked it up. But anyway, if I actually sang it, tried to talk, I probably would have known. But no, I was watching the fuck out of iCarly. And they rebooted iCarly like I think like sometime in the middle of last year, and they were like all grown and shit. And you know, they were like, it was like more for like older teens and like somewhat like younger adult type shit. And I think Carly was like not egregiously, but every now and then some of the jokes were like Carly talking about, you know, every now and then talking about trying to get some and shit because she was grown.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, like I said, not egregiously, but I think a joke or two was made about that in the show. Yeah. I think like one of them had a kid or something like that. The girl that plays Sam, though, she didn't return, Jeanette McCurdy, because without going too far into that, she had a lot of issues with well, she had a lot of issues with male motherfucker. No, she had a lot of issues with Nickelodeon behind the scenes and a whole lot of stuff as far as being a child actor, without going into that. But you know, if it's not for Nickelodeon and shows made for teens, well, after we were too old to be watching them, we wouldn't have Ariana Grande.
Which show was she on?
Victorious.
Sorry.
The fuck was that?
I'm in my throat. Probably a result of drinking this Red Bull. But yeah.
Like a dick? What?
Red Bull?
No, you said something.
Wings.
You said something in your throat. So like a dick.
No, I was saying Vic. I was gonna go Vic, Victorious.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So Ariana Grande started on Victorious. She was the not necessarily breakout star, but she was definitely one of the people to watch because she was like this silly girl. Forgot her fucking name, but she played this one girl like she played like the most like dumbest of asses, basically. So yeah,
fair. Those are always hilarious and crowd favorites.
What was I gonna say? What's your favorite Ariana Grande? I'm joking. I know you don't fucking know. That's just a random ass question. You actually gonna think about it?
Trying to think if there's a song of hers I've listened to all the way through that I also know the name of.
She actually like some of her hits. She actually got some good shit.
No, I'm not, and this isn't to like hate on her because I wanted to say something to be like, no, I don't really hate her.
No, I mean, me either. I'm just being silly, right? No, she actually did some good shit. Like,
well, I didn't say you did. You were just like, I know you ain't listened to shit of hers. I was like, well, contrarily, I think she has. But I couldn't name a song off the top of my head that I was like, yeah, I've listened to this willingly more than once.
Assumedly, like I haven't sought out an Ariana Grande album. Honestly, I should because she does make some good stuff. But I wasn't expecting you to necessarily be like I know you like music up to a point, but I wouldn't expect you to be like searching for Ariana Grande.
I mean, you wouldn't be entirely off. Like I said, it was more of a actually.
Right, it's like
it shows you don't know me so well after all. But turns out you do because I couldn't find a proper retort.
You make me feel like a dangerous woman. You.
Or she sampled "Natural Woman" or whatever. You make me feel.
I mean, probably not, but who knows?
Oh, that's what I thought you were. I thought you were going for that, like you make me feel like a natural. But she had that "Thank You Next" song.
Yeah, you believe God is a woman. Yeah, thank you next. What else? Break up with your girlfriend. Yeah, cause I'm bored.
I remember hearing that song, and I did not realize that was her. But it's like, well, that's just rude.
Yeah,
cause I'm bored. Not even so that y'all could be together.
Right,
no, I'm bored.
Right.
I need something to do. Well, fuck you, bitch. And I ain't gonna be the one in this particular moment because this is fucked up.
When I had my band that like a few years back in 2019, but we had all of one show. That's a whole nother story. I won't go down that road. It was a fun show though. But one thing that we did was we couldn't necessarily find enough songs that we wanted to do that had both rap parts and singing parts. So
Yeah.
it was just easier for me to take songs for, because we had a singer. It was easier for me to take songs that were for like singing and just write rap verses to it. So I wrote a rap verse to Break Up With Your Girlfriend, yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But I don't fully remember the whole thing though.
Break up with my girlfriend, bitch. Fuck you.
What I say? Damn, baby, that forward, not even gonna ask you. Break up with her just like that? Just because you say I got you in break up with her just like that? Just because you say I got you in the bag? Yeah. Right. Because I can I say, yes, I can let you slide one more time. Then later you can slide one more time. Yeah. That was fun. I wrote a verse to that. I wrote a verse to fucking fuck was that song by Post Malone that was like all sad and shit. Damn, I forgot. I wrote a verse to this song by Tove Lo called Bitches, which I didn't know existed. But yeah, somebody wanted to do that in a song called Bitches. Yeah.
What is the song called, Bitches?
It's by a woman, right? And I guess she must be a lesbian because of what the lyrics talk about. But she was like, bitches, I don't need them, but they give me what I want for the night. That's how the fucking lyrics go.
Fair enough.
So I wrote some fucking sexually charged ass lyrics to that shit.
I mean, with a chorus like that.
Yeah. That's honestly one of my I think one of my best verses. Yeah. But like, cause I started it off, what I say, now I ain't a betting man, don't take a genius, realize you can't say certain words if you got a penis. Intelligence screams, move on and leave it. But if I say it once, the ladies, well, they won't be sick, right? Well, but the whole thing was I say, right, let's try it. I'm a man out of chicken. Let's change my game, no Easter egg glitches. So what comes out my mouth is my goddamn business. I get away, we'll call it, these females women. Like, like I'm built up like I'm about to, right.
You might have been able to get away with it considering the name of the song and the chorus of the song.
Obviously, the joke is, I'm a dude right here. Right. Now, the question is, dear friend.
All right.
Do you have bitches that you possibly don't need and or they give you what you want for the night?
Do I have bitches that give me what I don't need and or what I possibly don't want for the night?
That is not what the fuck I just said. that is like close. But
what's the exact lyric? I was trying to quote the lyric.
I was being silly, and I didn't quote the lyrics exact, but you did not say what I said at all. No, the lyrics are, bitches, I don't need them, but they give me what I want for the night. Yeah.
Oh, bitches I don't need, but they give me what I want for the night. Mm-hmm. What do you think, people out there? What do you think?
You have. Now, the question is, right? Let's say if you actually never asked for what you possibly needed from the bitches, then so the bitches did not come if you did not look upon them and view them, then was it possible that those bitches were ever present in the first place to give you what you want for the night or not?
Schrödinger's bitches.
Schrödinger's bitches. Schrödinger's bitches. Schrödinger was in the fucking. It bring new meaning to we in the lab. Schrödinger was like, yeah, we in the lab on these hoes. Schrödinger was like, we throw it down, bro. I got these fucking test tubes and these vials and shit. I'm over here, man. You don't know nothing about these pounds. Schrödinger was like, you don't know about these pounds and this weight I'm throwing around, bro. I'm moving heavyweight. Oh shit. Schrodinger's bitches. Schrödinger was like, he was like, yeah, old girl was in the bed with me last night. She made us.
I know we can't and we wouldn't and shouldn't, but I kind of want to make that the title of the episode. Schrödinger stitches.
Part of me says, why not?
Because YouTube, I don't think you can.
Asterisk.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, we probably could. Schrodinger's bitch. Man, if you don't look upon said bitches, will they or won't they have given you what you want for the next? Shout out to Tovo.
I simultaneously live in a universe where I do and don't have bitches.
Right. What the fuck? Like I said, I had a girl in the bed with me last night, and she made a sound or two.
Oh, all right. So, huh?
I said, oh.
Oh, I just said, all right. But yeah, Schrödinger, he had a cat once. Speaking of Schrödinger,
I was about to say, did you really go like, yeah, to say nothing? The fuck? Anyway,
I kind of did. It was kind of
anyway.
All right,
anyway,
so
yeah.
we're gonna change the topic, and
Schrödinger had a cat. Like
I got
that
nothing.
was the whole point. That's been the through line of this whole hour was that Schrödinger had a cat. What the fuck? Like you really the way he was like, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
and then proceeded to not say shit. That kind of reminded me of like what was it like 2 weeks ago or whatever. Or sorry, telling about my fucking tooth pain, and then halfway through, like 5 minutes into or at least about 2-3 minutes into the story, forgot what the fuck I was talking about while I was saying it. And I was like, my mind really went blank. I listened back to the episode, and I was like, I totally fucking just blanked on this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have something that you were going to say though, for real?
No. Did you see Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I know the difference between falling asleep because I'm tired and falling asleep because I'm bored. In a part of it, I fell asleep, but it was because I was tired. Because movies have put me to sleep, or I've just been tired.
Which is funny. Which is funny because this is one of the shorter Marvel films.
It was just more like a second though. Well, no, but then towards the end, I kind of missed some of the epic shit at the end. I need to rewatch it. But from what I saw, there were parts that I liked. The one thing that I honestly took from the movie that I didn't like the most was not so much with the movie structure, more so than I'm like, Marvel, I'm already watching every fucking movie in the MCU in fucking succession. I'm not gonna sit up here and watch every TV show too. And now they started to make it where you gotta watch every fucking episode of the TV show to get what's happening in the movies as well as the movies.
You only needed to watch WandaVision.
I can't do it, man. You don't need to watch WandaVision for this one. Who says you might need to know something happening in Loki for Thor: Love and Thunder?
Those are all right. I'm gonna go ahead and say Loki also might be important. Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not so much. Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not so much. Even though it was a solid series. Hawkeye, again, solid series, not necessarily necessary. Moon Knight, I don't know. But, because I haven't finished it. But WandaVision was a solid one. Loki was solid too.
WandaVision kicked off the like television MCU thing that
yeah, right and I can totally see why you wouldn't like it, and I get it because personally, well, you don't like the fact that they have all the like auxiliary things that you need to watch.
Too much. Yeah. I'm watching every movie. I can watch a million episodes too.
Well, here's the thing: you don't like again. You didn't watch, or you don't like that, and I get it, and I get why a lot of people don't like it. Unfortunately, it is a downside to one of the things I like about comics is that they have this. I'm a weirdo. I like long form narratives and seeing like, oh, this person doing this led to here. I do like that. I like seeing the characters grow, but I'm saying like not necessarily just in general with a story. Obviously everybody likes that. That's pretty much what a story is, but the the comic style. Like, one of the things when it came to reading a little bit of X-Men, as I exemplified in my episode on my channel this week where we were talking about Doctor Strange, actually, me and Bill, I mentioned some stuff about X-Men and the fact that I've read a little bit. I think I've mentioned it on this channel before as well.
Shout out to Bill.
Yeah. But I one of the things I liked when I was reading the amount of X-Men that I have was reading the like little side books and being like, oh, okay, I may not have cared about this as much here. I don't see how this is that significant. And then later something happens in another thing or a character shows up and I'm like, holy shit, they came from here and that put this to that and so and so, so and so. So I kind of like that idea, and that you get that a lot with comics, and now they're trying to put that into the movies as well, where the movies are one big congruent story. It's not like, oh hey, here's
like a
bunch of separate stories. That's one of the things I loved about them doing the MCU when they first announced it. I'm like, they're actually trying to do it where it's all connected and it is all the same universe. So I like that. I like that the TV shows matter, but I get it.
I loved it. I love when it's all movies, but when I have to watch all your movies and every episode of your show, it's like that's a fucking lot. And I mean, obviously, you know, boo hoo hoo. I'm not that upset about it, but I'm just saying for me, it's like I'll watch every movie. That's fine. But I gotta watch like movie and like, because shows which are 45 minutes to an hour long, depending, you know, maybe 30 minutes, but the shows add up. So that's like more than just 2.5 hours or so. That's like fucking 4 hours, you know, 6 hours.
Yeah, well, the good thing about the shows so far, I think with the exception of WandaVision, I think WandaVision was 10 episodes. But I think every other show after WandaVision has been 6.
And they're an hour long, right?
Oh yeah, about 6 episodes an hour long.
So that's like watching about 2 to 3 movies. Well, that's watching about 3 movies per like sitting, and I'm just like, that's a lot, y'all. Like, you know.
Yeah, so. But I don't know. I like that I like that the TV shows matter, because if they didn't, I wouldn't watch them. I'll put it that way. If the shows don't matter, I wouldn't watch them, and because it's like, why would I care? This is some offside universe. Oh, I really want to see a show about Wanda and Vision. Oh boy, my favorite Avengers. And no, I don't really have a problem with Vision. Everyone should know I just don't like Wanda. And Marvel's continued campaign to get people to feel sorry for Wanda regardless of what she does. Feel sorry for Wanda. I'm sorry.
Elizabeth Olsen is
great actress.
Fine as hell.
Great actress. By the way, mini spoiler here, but there was just saying, because, you know, we gotta say spoiler thing. But definitely. One of the cool things I noticed about that movie, and I forgot to bring it up in my other review of it, in that one universe where they went where you go on green, stop on, or you go on red, stop on green, or whatever, they made that whole thing, and then he comes across the dude outside the place, and he's like, oh god, that dude's antagonistic. And he's like, I'm a friend. And they're like, oh, okay, well, guess go on red in this universe. Instinctively, I would think this guy's antagonistic, but he's not, so I guess I'll, go with this guy. And then he betrays them. And it's like, well, fuck. But then you think about it, said dude is wearing green. It's a little subtle text that, no, they shouldn't trust him.
You talking about Chiwetel Ejiofor? Yeah. The black dude that betrayed
Mordo.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know his character name. That's right. So
I don't know his actor's name. I just know he's a great actor.
The kind of like older black dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mordo.
40, 50. Yeah. But no, I see what you're saying. No, it was a good, solid movie. And I mean, they're incorporating brilliant actors more and more and more to portray these people even more and more and more as it goes on. I mean, we saw, you
Also,
want to talk about spoilers again, we saw the after credit scene. Now we fucking got Charlize Theron on board. So, I mean, come on,
mhm.
y'all. Like,
Also, what's you call it? Damn it. Oh, another thing I thought was just funny was America Chavez. Not necessarily anything about her aside from the fact that her name led to a lot of lines being more unnecessarily fun or unintentionally funny than they were meant to be. Cause just stuff like, "Is America safe? You must take America's power."
I saw that and I was wondering, I was like, is that the actual character's name?
Yep.
Because it almost seemed like they did that to make some like bigger point because
Character's
because
name
they were
has
saying
been
is America safe.
yeah,
So
character's name has been America Chavez since not since she's shown up. Technically, when she showed up, she was using a fake name of Miss America, which again reference to earlier like Marvel comics. So I guess they had tried to do that around the time back in the day as a female counterpart to Captain America. But when Miss America showed up, eventually she started going by her name instead of going by that old moniker. She just went by her quote unquote birth name, America Chavez. So yeah, her name is America as far as we know.
which and there are people actually named America too. So that's not like far off. But
But yeah, it's
anyway,
just funny. Just America, stay
that's why
strong. You
I
can
was
do
like,
it. Just looking dead at the camera. You got this,
that's
America.
what I'm saying. I saw that. And I was thinking in some of them parts. I was like, are they trying to prove a point? Are they trying to like make a point right now? Like because they're saying stuff like that. I'm like, you trying to make a point?
Especially with everything going on right now. It's okay. You can do it. Stay strong.
Exactly. Speaking of staying strong, though, if you want to help us to stay strong and stay strong yourselves, possibly because we can go ahead, one hand wash the other type of dealio and keep each other strong and fit, keep this humanity going or whatever, and whatever other bullshit that I'm spewing in this segue. If you want to follow me on my social media, then you can go ahead. First off, not just social media, but as we have stated, I am I think we stated this episode. If not, we stated it in other episodes. I am a rapper, MC from time to time. I get my rap on. So, first off, on this day, you can go ahead and see that I've dropped the music video to I Tried, which is the second single off of my debut solo album, My Secret Identity. So go ahead and type in Super Jazz, SUPERJAZ. Go ahead. You might have to scroll down a little bit, look for it. Not dash topic, but just Super Jazz. Click on it. You can go ahead. You'll see the music video for I Tried, featuring my girl Camille Maroff. But also, if you just want to hear the album in and of itself, or the song for that matter, then anywhere you stream your music, go ahead and look me up. And like I said, the album is My Secret Identity. And spell it out for you one more time. I rap under the name Super Jazz, SUPERJAZ. You may have to put in on streaming platforms My Secret Identity Super Jazz, because I'm not that famous yet. Also, if you want to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, you can go ahead and look me up under Super Jazz 2, which would be Super Jazz number 2. And of course, if you want to follow me on my Instagram, then you can go ahead and look me up and find me under Forever Super Jazz. The word forever is spelled correctly. Where can they find you, man?
Well, you can find me, first of all, here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube under feogrande, that is Feo Grande. Got some other videos over there, including, as I mentioned with my buddy Bill, that we've been doing where we've been reviewing movies, including Doctor Strange. So if you want to hear me talk more about Doctor Strange and X-Men, you can go check that out on the channel. I believe it came out yesterday. And yeah, also I stream Twitter, Twitch, well, I don't stream on Twitter, but my Twitter and Twitch are the same thing. That is Giotavi, Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. And yeah, That's pretty much what I got to say today.
And also, real quick before we go ahead and sign this old train out, this Sunday, the Sunday after this episode is up, we always talk about wrestling. So we went ahead and we created a podcast once a month where we actually talk purposefully about wrestling. So if you want to see us give our thoughts and, you know, whatever else and have a discussion longer than an hour or maybe shorter, depending on how need be, about the state of wrestling for the previous months, you can go ahead on this channel and find that under First Sunday Wrestling. Every first Sunday of every month, we're going to go ahead and do a podcast talking about just the state of the wrestling and our ideals on that. But all that being said, whether, again, it most likely won't be so much about wrestling, but whether it be about my music video, I Tried, which you can go ahead and find, whether today, Super Jazz, whether it be about Doctor Strange, whether it be about Schrödinger's cat, or whatever it's about. What the fuck are we going to talk about or not talk about next time?
Whatever we want.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Adiosness. America.
I'm sorry. I would have kept that. Like, what the fuck?